Hi guys, Skylar from HotSpring Spas tuning in with you. Say we're going to talk a little bit today about getting your chlorine tub up and running. These are the chemicals that would come in your chemical kit if you got a hot tub from us, or if you're just coming up to pick up, say, a bottle of shock or something. There's a few steps that we need to do to make sure that we're getting everything in there, get everything balanced out, get your water sanitized, get it looking crystal clear. This is a nice little cheat sheet that each of our customers would get when they first get a hot tub. It's going to give you kind of the general breakdown of what you might want to add to get your water up and running. This is just, like I said, more of our general cheat sheet. Now, something else I want to touch on, this sheet right here, each and every one of our customers upon delivery, a water sample is going to come back. We're going to process it, and then it's actually going to look just like this. It either can be called over the phone, we can read you exactly what's on here, we can send it to you in an email, or if you come into the store, you'll actually leave with a paper copy just like this. It's going to break down everything that needs to be added, the exact amounts, and then the time even in between each chemical that's recommended. So for a demonstration, guys, we actually took a water sample from our relay here in the showroom. Real popular tub, a lot of customers have, so this is a good demonstration of walking through each chemical. When we take a sample, we run it through our Alex water care system, and it's actually going to give us a printout just like this. We can send it in an email, and it'll actually give us all of our parameters for our water, telling us exactly where we're at right up top. Then it's going to give us steps one by one of exactly how to get our water to where it needs to be. Keep it nice, clean, clear, and balanced. First thing, real common, it's calling for a little pH decreaser, just needs a little adjustment. We want to be right between that 7.4 and 7.6 range. We're up at 8.6, so it's just going to call for a little bit of pH decreaser. And notice I looked at the bottles here. I wish there were different colors, but always double check. And I always try to tell customers, double check before you add, because it's really easy to just grab the wrong bottle, end up increasing the pH when we're trying to decrease when we're trying to increase, and so on and so forth. So I would go ahead, about one capful of any of these smaller bottles is about a tablespoon, so I can use that as a benchmark. I'd add a couple capfuls, make sure my jets are running, circulating, and then I move on to my next step. And it's really nice on our printout, it'll even tell you, proceed to the next step after 15 minutes. So it's going to tell you even the wait time as far as how long you should wait in between adding chemicals. Next thing it's telling us is in a chlorine tub, and this will sometimes happen if you fill with a softener or softened water source, water's a little bit soft. In a chlorine pool, we actually want the hardness level to be somewhere between 100 and 200. And what that does is actually give the chlorine something to cling to so it can remain present in your water, keep sanitizing for you. On the back side here, and it may be one side, it may be two sides, it all depends on where your water's at and what you need to add. It's actually just calling for a 1/4 cup of our chlorine. And at the very bottom here, it's just calling, it's reminding us that we need to clean our filters every 30 days. So it's a real comprehensive setup, and it gives you a real easy to read, easy to use printout that gives you exactly what you need to do. So that's what you would have to do to set it up. Now, if we're talking just the chlorine chemicals itself, we've got our chlorine, that's our sanitizer. We've got our enhanced shock, that's going to be our oxidizer, oxidize off any contaminants that are in the water. Typically, this is going to be used about once a week, and about 2 tablespoons a week is typically pretty close to the average amount that needs to be used. Your pH increaser and decreaser, as well as your alkalinity increaser, these are going to be your balancers. So what the balance of your water, think of it more of your comfort level. The closer we are to balanced, the more comfortable the water will feel. If you've ever gotten out of a pool or a hot tub and you have kind of that itchy, dry feeling, it's actually the pH or alkalinity that's out of balance that's going to cause that to happen. It's not too high a chlorine or something like that. It actually has to do with balancing out your water. So that's why it is important as well as balanced water is going to help with the longevity of the tubs, jet pumps, heater, things like that. The closer we are to that 740-7.6 range, the better performance and longevity your equipment's going to have. Now on the end here, we've got our stain and scale, which is a really important chemical, and our water clarifier. Stain and scale, this is going to be for metals in your water. It is a chemical that I do recommend in a chlorine system adding on a weekly basis. And when you add it, depending on the hot tub, it's going to be about 2 tablespoons a week. Now you don't need to add this more often than that. And what this really does is keep those metals in solution. When you have a sanitizer added, something like chlorine or bromine, it's going to oxidize and cause your metals to be knocked out of solution, which that's where you start to see that orange unsightly ring or things like that. Could be more of a gold ring depending on what metals are in there. This chemical is what you need to take care of that, and like I said, it should be added on a weekly basis. And then finally is our water clarifier. The way I look at water clarifier, if you look on this printout again, at the very top of the printout, you're going to have, this is your weekly maintenance regimen. If you follow this, you're going to have really good results keeping that water clean and clear. But it is going to tell you to add water clarifier on a weekly basis. I don't think it's needed on a weekly basis because what it really does is expand the particles in the water so they can be caught in your filter. Because of that, if we're adding it on a weekly basis, it does do its job, it works really well, but it's going to just cause you to be cleaning your filters more often than you technically need. I would recommend for a water clarifier, it's great for startup, or maybe you had some extra people in the hot tub, it just needs a little extra help clearing up that water. I would just use this as a as needed chemical. It's great to have on hand, it does work great, but again, I just don't recommend using it on a weekly basis just because. Don't make it part of your regimen. Use this as needed to help clear up those troubled times when you just, despite your best efforts, can't get it going. Get that water nice, clean. So remember guys, if you want to stop in anytime, feel free, come into the Wellness Cafe, enjoy yourself, get your water tested. You'll get one of these real nifty printouts that tells you exactly what needs to be added, exactly where your water's at. We can test that at any time. If you're one of our customers, it's at no charge, as well as pick up any of these chemicals that you may need. If you have any questions, we'll be here to answer them for you. Make sure every day is made better with HotSpring spas. Thank you.